Siberius, and we about to get serious. It's the real Siberius, making fanboys furious.
Hello, YouTube, and welcome to The Real Siberius. On this episode, I want to talk about the NBA draft lottery and the new proposed draft credit system. Today's the first time I've heard any about these proposed changes to drafting. So let me read a bit from this article and then we'll break it down. On Thursday, the NBA officially passed lottery reform with a vote from the league's Board of Governors. These changes are not, at least for the time being, permanent. They go into effect for the 2027 NBA draft, but expire after 3 drafts have passed. Not coincidentally, the collective bargaining agreement has a mutual opt-out after the 2028-2029 season, meaning almost every mechanism of player movement is theoretically subject to change. Broadly, the idea is that teams would be allocated a certain number of credits, let's say 100. Those credits would only replenish by some amount annually, and a team's total would roll over from year to year. So you'd never lose credits unless you spend them. Teams could trade for more credits in much ways they trade for draft picks now, and then at some point between the end of the regular season and the draft itself, teams would bid those credits for specific slots in the draft. If you want the number 1 pick badly enough, you're free to bid all of your credits on it. If you'd prefer to go bargain hunting later on, you're free to do as well. Teams could strategically build up multi-year plans, hoarding credits for several years, or going all in a single draft. So with all of that out of the way, let's talk about it. The reality is, I don't have a lot of thoughts on it because I think the NBA is fixing something I don't really consider a problem. It has always been my perspective that the draft has basically been rigged for some time, with circumstances like Luka going to the Lakers and then the Mavericks magically getting the first round pick. That's never felt like luck or coincidence to me. It's felt like collusion and tampering. If this was just a one random incident, I could dismiss it. But it's happened many times, with AD going to the Lakers and the Pelicans getting the first round pick. Let's just say the draft is a problem. I mean, it is. But even so, this isn't going to fix it if it's collusion and tampering running rampant. They'll just find new ways to do it under the new system. My problem with all of this is it feels like fixing a problem no one was complaining about. The league has dozens of gigantic issues it could be addressing, and they go with the draft. How about flopping, lack of officiating, tanking, lack of competition, load managing, foul baiting, and so on and so on and so on? I would happily trade any draft issues for one of these more important issues to be addressed. Here's a few of the things that I see being a problem. One of the proposed rules in this is in late April, each team would submit a secret bid for each of their slots. To me, secret means a possibility for manipulation behind the scenes without consequence. Who's regulating that? How do we know that it's not being toiled with? Number 2, the NBA could fine teams and dock them credits if they believe that team is tanking. Yeah, just like they crack down on flopping and load management. It's another one of those things of them saying something and then never enforcing it. So what's the big deal? Ignoring the biggest issues is common practice. It doesn't surprise me at all. What does surprise me is they likely think this will work. Unfortunately for them, I can't be satiated with bullshit. This feels like misdirection to me. Pay attention to what we're doing over here so you ignore what's happening over here. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully this new system will eliminate any opportunity for collusion or tampering. However, I take this news with a gigantic grain of salt. This article goes on, and I didn't want to bore you guys with it, so I will put a link to the article in the description. It's at least worth browsing over. Also, given that all of this is not permanently in place, it gives them ample opportunity to make inordinate changes or to implement an entirely different draft system in its place. The reality is, I just don't think that it matters. Again, I think they're changing things that, quite frankly, no one was saying needed to be changed. So I suppose in the end, it doesn't really matter. This is just the first time that I've heard about it, and I'm not sure anyone else has heard about it, so I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. But this just seems silly. I don't know exactly why they think anyone would care about this. I mean, absolutely fix any collusion or tampering that is involved in drafting, but changing the process just seems self-serving. If we're not asking for it, it means they're changing it for a specific reason. And that's what I find disconcerting. Why? Tell me why you're changing it. What are you fixing? I mean, they never will. That's just the reality of it. I feel like this is just another of Adam Silver's misdirections, misrepresentations, another way to change the stakes, to move pieces behind the scenes for whatever his nefarious reasons are. I have no idea. Maybe it will be for the better. I genuinely hope that it is. I hope that the board of governors, the owners, someone in the league gives a shit about where it's headed and about the fans. Because everything so far doesn't feel that way. So it would be great if there's somebody involved within the league that actually cares about its direction and is trying to make moves to get it to a better place. I just don't have any reason to believe that. Hopeful, yet pessimistic. I suppose that's the best way to describe my opinion on this. But I guess time will tell, and that's all we can do is wait. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If you made it to the end, I certainly appreciate it. As always, I do want to give a shout out to the content creators that continue to inspire me to do this. Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, 93Z, Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoops, Beam Engine, In Your Face Hoops, Eddie TV, King Speech Row, Goatcast Hoops, Geloso Nation, Ring Culture, The Basketball Show, Pineapple Midrange. I always appreciate your guys' takes, your perspectives, and your humor, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.